Hey everyone, welcome back to Cards in the Wall. This week, there's going to be a really big high-end NASCAR release. That is the 2024 Panini National Treasures racing. That is a too much of a high-end release for me, so I will not be picking that up, at least for now. Perhaps when it goes down closer to the less than $300 range, 250 somewhere around there. Maybe I'll consider picking it up in the future, but not on release week. So instead of that, I figured I've had this box for a while, so I figured we'd take a look at this one. This is 1995 Upper Deck Series 2 NASCAR cards. So this is from 1995, so 30 years ago, if you could believe that or not. And I bought this a long time ago. But just kind of saving it for a rainy day, I guess. And since we have a little bit of a break here, a long stretch of no new releases, let's look at an old one. So this, what I'm most interested here is this right here. Over 5,000 signed cards randomly inserted. Yes, that's right. So there is a chance at autographs in here. This was still when Dale Earnhardt was alive. I know that there's a lot of boxes out there that are quite expensive that you can still get, packs with autographs of Dale Sr. But I don't think this is one. But, there are lots of other Hall of Famers and great drivers that would have been around in racing during this time. So let's see if we get one. I'm not expecting much out of this box. If anything, I'm just interested to see what the cards looked like 30 years ago. And, without further ado, let's go ahead and try and get into this box here. So, as you can see, this is it's kind of in rough shape here. I mean, it's seen its better days, that's for sure. But, Upper Deck, still out there doing its thing. I'll say that, they no longer have the racing license or baseball for that matter. I think their bread and butter is, like hockey and golf, I think. So, you still see Upper Deck on the sponsor of NASCARs here. So every now and again, you'll see somebody like in the Xfinity Series run an Upper Deck sponsored car. So, they are still somewhat related to the sport. So that's good to see after all these years. I've never opened this before, but I'm curious to see what the cards look like. Wow, this is like there's like a tough kind of foil on the inside of this pack here. You don't see that nowadays, but starting things off, there you go. Did you know Ricky Rudd? Well, I knew of Ricky Rudd. So I guess you get little tidbits there from the driver on the card, so that's kind of cool. Let's see. So this is what the design looks like. So there's Steve Kinzer. This is the back of the card. I like how they have like the hologram Upper Deck. That's how you know it's authentic, obviously. But yeah, these are pretty cool. Let's see. They're kind of every which way, though. So there you go. There's a standard card. Ricky Rudd, Todd Bodine there. So the back of these cards, that's what they look like there. And what do we got here? Okay. 95. Okay, so this is season debut. Okay, February 19th, obviously. That's got to be most people's debut at the Daytona 500 there. So, okay, lots of Ricky Rudd cards in this pack, huh? New for 95, Steve Grissom. So there you go. That's what the back of that particular card looks like. There's another new for 95, Robert Presley. And then there's Jimmy Hensley. I was close. So there you go. Okay, so kind of a classic 90s design, I would say. Got a lot of packs for your money here. And, oh boy. Yeah, these foil packs are something else. I wonder long term, like, how did that affect, the edges of the cards and everything? They look fine to me. I'm not seeing any as bad a shape as that box was in, dented-wise. I mean, that's not the sharpest of corners, but, I only grade very, very specific cards, so that won't be a concern for us today. So these cards are kind of every which way. So there you go. There's a Steve Grissom again there. New for 95. Who's this? This is Greg Sacks. Back when Pontiac was still out there, there's Darrell Waltrip. What the heck? Boy, could you imagine being, like a kid back in the day and walking in there and paying for a pack of cards and you get 2 cards of the same, like 2 identical cards from the same pack? Man, that's got to be tough. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and open this up. I wonder how close we could get to a actually full set here. Look at this one. This is a fancy one. Junior Johnson, Speedway Legends, 53 through 66. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the back of this one. There you go. Wilkes County, North Carolina. So, these ones are all upside down and every which way. Another Todd Bodine, Sterling Marlin here. Did you know? There you go, Ward Burton. Who's this? This is Randy LaJoie. Okay, all right. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see some features there that Corey LaJoie has. Obviously, his son. There you go, Rusty Wallace and Dave Marcus. So this is just a trip down memory lane, if you will. Those of you who are maybe older and been watching the sport for a long time, let me know who you rooted for back in the day. Do you see anybody here in this release that shows, they get you that nice hit of nostalgia? Let me know. This here, so this is that electric. So it said that watch out for these electric parallels. So there's one. I don't think that's on everyone. Let's take a look. So here's another new for 95. And you can see that, no, this is indeed a special parallel here. Let's see if there's anything denoting that on the back. Nope, not necessarily. So yeah, it's just that extra little touch of electric there on the front. So I guess that's our first parallel. Back in the day, parallels weren't the same as they are considered now. So you're not going to see really not any numbered parallels. You're not going to see any, Lake Speed was just on the Dale Jr. podcast recently. You're not going to see like numbered cards necessarily. There's another electric parallel right there of Randy LaJoie. But, you're not going to have like the colored borders. You're not going to have, anything like that. I don't think there were printing plates. I don't think that was something that they did back in this time. So there's just a lot more parallels to go around in the modern day. But it's still cool to go back and check these ones out. I just wished we had a little bit of collation. There's a lot of work going on with flipping these back and forth as far as, work is concerned. Here we go. This is a nice one. So another Speedway Legends here. Bobby Allison, 61 to 88. And that is an electric parallel. So pretty cool. Cal Petty there. If you guys... Actually, wait a minute. There you go. Electric parallel. So I feel like, it said that on the cover of the box, but let me take a look at the pile of cards here. I feel like I probably missed a couple of these. Let's see here. I should have been looking out for those at the beginning. This is kind of cool though. Like they have the foil up here for the Upper Deck logo and the foil for the names. So, I mean, there was, like, some care put into these cards. It's not like they're, just kind of tossed out there with, just like the plain old paper. Yep, there's one right there. There's another electric right there, Todd Bodine. So, yeah, pretty, common, I would say. There's another one. Maybe one per pack or so. I should have looked at the odds on the box there, which we can actually go ahead and do here in a second, but I just thought that I would go back here and see. Yep, there's another one right there, electric down the bottom. There's 2 actually. So yeah, let's see. What were the odds on those? You guys are learning this right along with me. 2 electric inserts in every pack. Okay, so that's good to look out for. $1.99 per pack, as you can see, marked on the front. That was the original going rate back in 95. There's our first electric there. So, yeah, that would have been... Oh, there's our second one. Who's this? This is Jeff Purvis. So, yeah, this is... Oh, Ernie Irvan with the eye patch. But yeah, so $2. I mean, I don't know what are like 2024 Donruss. What do those go for? Individual packs. I don't know if you could get a pack of cards for just $2 anymore. Maybe old ones. Actually, I take that back. I think when I was up at what was it, over at David Adams Card World, I think I saw they had the fat packs for 2023 Donruss. They had those there for, I think it was like $2.50, maybe just under $3. So for a fat pack, which would have more cards than this, and you got like some exclusive parallels in that one, the red, white, and blues, I imagine. So look at this one, the Motorsports. So Sterling Marlin Predictor, most Winston Cup points. Check that out. That is a sharp looking card. I love the marble design back there. So let's see, collect 10 Upper Deck Predictor trade cards. You find them in foil packs. Follow your predictor. Okay, so it's saying that like if this prediction comes true, that's kind of cool. That's interesting. That's the first one of those that we've seen. Hey, there's a familiar looking car right there. Jeff Gordon. Like to see that one. Very cool. I always like the cars of Jeff's when he had the Coca-Cola on the trunk. I think that didn't come around until 96. But yeah, I always thought that was a really cool, nice touch there. Hey, there's our second electric pack for this one. Joe Nemechek. Oh, hey, there's another electric one. Rick Mast. So, actually, you know what? Speaking of that Jeff Gordon diecast, there you go. See? I like the bright painting with the Coca-Cola on the deck lid there. Let's see. When was this from? I stand corrected. 1995 Racing Champions. So, there you go. Anyways, moving on here. We'll get a little bit of a quicker rip here so that we're not wasting your guys' time. We might actually split this up into two videos here because we got so many cards. Hey, there you go. The Family Channel. Do you guys remember this one? Ted Musgrave. There you go. Electric Parallel as well. I remember that channel and also that paint scheme. There you go. Ken Schrader. Electric. Rusty Wallace. There you go. Greg Sachs. Oh, look at this one. Wow. John Andretti. Kmart and Little Caesars. Rest in peace to Kmart there. I don't even know. I think there was 2 Kmarts around in the country. I think there was one in like Long Island and one down in Miami someplace, I think. So, yeah, that was a long-standing corporation, but of course it's if not all the way gone, it's certainly on its last breath there. And this one we have Cale Yarborough looking cool with a big old 10-gallon hat there. Those are nice inserts there. Who is this one? Gary Bradbury. Okay, I'm not as familiar with them. Hey, another predictor card. Let's see. So they were predicting that Rusty Wallace would get most Winston Cup points. So yeah, I guess that's just... Wonder which of those came true throughout the year. Look at that. Wow, Smokin' Joe's Racing. Now... when you would get the diecast, like they, didn't want to promote smoking to little kids and things like that. So that name on the car would have been changed, but it's interesting that it's still the same on the card. I mean, theoretically, a kid could have bought these cards from his local hobby shop or, back in the day at these races, if you guys attended NASCAR races, during the time that these cards would have been out, did they sell cards at racetracks? I'm very, very curious to that. You go to a race today and I don't really see, race cards or Donruss cards or anything like that at the racetrack. And I have my thoughts as to why that is, but, did they ever sell them like that? I have no idea. Is this Smokey Yunick? Yep, it is Smokey Yunick. There you go. That's a cool one. This would be a nice one to, put up in the binder, which I'll, in all likelihood, definitely do with this here. But it would be nice, that way you can have them all set up. You have all your Did You Know cards, on the pages. Have your you know, Speedway legends all in your pages, all lined up, you know, so they're all together. Just like when they all look good. Hey, there you go. Derek Cope with that mustache. There you go. Now, we recently saw a Darlington throwback to this Sterling Marlin car, and there it is, a classic Kodak. Back when film, you know, you could actually take pictures with film. Now that's somewhat of a novelty, and it's probably quite expensive there, too. These should be our 2 electrics. Yep, Ken Schrader. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and keep pressing on with this one. We'll go for a couple minutes, and then I'll probably make this a second video. Maybe I'll do it, just thinking off the top of my head here, since this will be a long one. We'll probably do maybe one video Thursday on the normal release time. One video maybe Friday. We'll see. Ward Burton there. Oh, Ricky Craven. Wow, that's the first one we've seen there. Ken Schrader, there's the electric. And Ricky Rudd, Did You Know? I feel like we might have gotten 2 of the electric Did You Know Ricky Rudds already. Certainly, we definitely have a regular and an electric of that card, but I don't know if we've had it of both or not. Hey, now there you go. Speedway legends of the King Richard Petty, 58 to 92. What a long racing career he had for sure. New for 95. Wow, look at the paint scheme on this one, huh? Jeff Purvis with the bricks there. Jackaroo barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce. Okay. You know, that's another thing that, you know, comes up in the NASCAR discussion every now and again is like, hey, whatever happened to, you know, sponsors that actually, you know, were marketed to us, right? Like the end consumer. Whoa, there's a cool car. Look at that. Steve Grisham. Wow, standing between the haulers. You don't see pictures like that in the packs today or anything like that. That's kind of really cool. There you go, Mr. Musgrave checking out the spoiler back there. That's kind of an interesting picture as well. Got him kind of candid sitting there checking out the car. That's kind of nice. Yeah, those last 2 cards with the, you know, checking out the car and also standing between the haulers. I feel like you really don't see photography like that in the new cards, the Donruss cards. You generally see him maybe not quite zoomed in as this Ken Schrader, but, you know, you'll see the car cards, obviously, and then you'll see him standing next to the car or, you know, in victory lane, obviously, things like that. But you really don't see him in you know, different locations. You know, maybe you'll see him at drivers' intros, but yeah, it's kind of cool that there's some different photography back in the day here, so that's kind of nice. Okay, here we go. This is a different looking card, I think. Yeah, I don't know if we've had a Ted Musgrave Did You Know card yet. Let's see, what do we got here? Is that Gary? Yeah, Gary Bradbury. Okay, look at that. Featherlight Trailers. The mustache was definitely the way to go back in the day, huh? There you go. There's Kyle Petty, Coors Light, Grand Prix. Let's see, what do we got here? Randy LaJoy, MBNA. Yeah, that's another brand. I don't think MBMA is still around, but whoa, there you go. Rick Mast, another Ted Musgrave, and Terry Labonte. Those are our 2 electric cards. So electric cards seem to be the last 2 in the pack. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Who's this? Oh, Glenn Wood. Okay, yeah, Speedway Legends. Very cool. Yeah, with that throwback recently at Darlington there of, you know, the Wood brothers and their contributions to the Indy 500. That was pretty cool. USA Air, and who is this? Jimmy Spencer. Look at him. Look at that hat. Man, how much would one of those hats go nowadays? A purple racing hat like that from Jimmy Spencer. That'd be something crazy to see. Any of you guys have like old racing merchandise, like old t-shirts or hats or anything like that? Do you still have any of that stuff floating around there? Jeremy Mayfield, look at that. Ray Bestis, there you go. Jeff Burton. What we got here? Kyle Petty, always with the hair. yeah, there's definitely some interesting parallels and things in this pack, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is a neat set. I mean, we've got a lot of these electric inserts here, but no autographs just yet. I think I'm going to cut this one off here. We'll make a second one here just because we're already at 20 minutes. So, yeah, let's see. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, and we'll make a part 2 of this one. So, catch you then.